Hello, everybody. I know the report is a little bit late for it, but it is what it is. I want to say thank you guys for coming and watching the report. Was looking at the charts for it and finally pinpointed this energy work today on the Mercury retrograde and that uh, particular energy is going to be revaluations of our transformations. How far do we get? What do we did right? What do we did wrong? And you're gonna feel these energies. They're gonna begin to come. We are like about 4 days, 5 days to the fully when we getting into these energies because Mercury is coming back. But talking about this, I'm gonna make a special report, but that's gonna be beginning to affect your consciousness, the way you think, the way you communicate yourself, that returning of energy is gonna comes in too strong at some point. Pay attention to some of the patterns that goes in within. What is it right now, today, as you're watching this report? It is about the expressions. It is about art. It is about words. It is about being outgoing. Are you go in a hermit mode or you go in outgoing and what the outgoing can? For example, if you have to work in your spiritual path in there, but you are going into this high life parties where basically when you're talking about uh, spiritual stuff in there, you're basically out of the place and space. And when you do your expressions is in there, and the people, guess what? The first thing what they do is they reject it. And you feel like you're not in the right spot. This is going to be one of the energies that you should be watch for it. So full of cherries. Hi, thank you. I'm glad to see you here, and hello to you. So this energy is gonna shows up at 6 p.m. So tomorrow, if you plan it to go somewhere, you meeting people and so on and so on, it is about energy that expressions that you want to do it, focus and turn it back into you. Whatever you feel like telling the people, look how you're gonna be acting and reacting if someone tells these things to you. How would you feel? Some of you maybe find the confirmations of what is going on with you. Some of you maybe find these paths of like, oh my God, finally I'm getting it, what I was working on it. But that is this energy that is gonna begin very pushy, intense to create you go back, to go back and revise things. All right, so I'm gonna be shifting you out on the side. So I'm gonna be watching the chart in there, but also the chat up here. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. All right. So going through the charts. 7 o'clock, the moon is gonna be very interesting. He's going to have divine energies towards Jupiter and Uranus. They're both in Taurus. We talk about this. This is energy about the material world. What are you going to do in the material world? At the same time, the moon, it still is going to be squaring Saturn, Venus, Neptune, and it's going to begin to have some squares towards the sun. You're going to see this energy is going to coming into you. And since she's going to be moving forward, she's going to be triggered the sun, the North Node, Chiron. Eventually, she's going to be squaring Chiron. But with all those triggers, this is going to be the triggers that it's needed to be. You're going to go to evaluate as a tomorrow, the moon is going to be going into Capricorn and that work that it needs to be. And exactly when a Mercury turns a retrograde, we're going to have the moon in Aquarius with Pluto. And at the same time, Lilith is going to be joining the South Node. That is that revaluations. What did you receive so far? What did you got right there? What is that transformations gives you? What is the fruits are? And if there is no fruits, what do you need to do to get the fruits from this? So this energy right now from the moon is going to be very good, very positive towards Mercury, positive towards Chiron, self-healing, in there to your focus of receiving your destiny. And working on that is about this going forward push. All right, so talking about the next hour, which is going to be at 8 o'clock, ascendant is going to matching that energy of Jupiter and Uranus. This is going to be a triple divine energies towards the moon. Only thing you need to be aware of is when you're facing your limitations, you're facing your fears, you're facing things that it's in there. Take a look what is in your shadow. The mean Lilith is going to be squaring the moon. Wow, the true Lilith, it is opposing the North Node. Those are the kind of like offset between the moon nodes and there. So I put it together so I can see the both effects of them into the daily routines. Currently, the one Lilith, which is the true Lilith, is only opposing the North Node. But the mean Lilith, it's squaring the moon, and she is opposing both Venus and Saturn, which is this adding to what the moon does, especially from yesterday's report. If you watched it, you feeling it like something is trying to twist you, trying to get under your skin about what you love, high love. That lower energies trying to prevent you not to move forward, not to go up. But this is also a test how strong you are within your spirituality. So the next hour, which is gonna be at 9 o'clock. Hey Anna Marie, hi, how are you? And looking at those energies, guys, at 9 o'clock, you're gonna have this intensity that it's gonna be coming in for it. But look at it on a positive side. Okay, since the ascendant is going to be a Gemini, we're going to have in a 6 hours, we're going to have this pitfalls in there. But talking about that, these energies of duality that shake you up will try to come in, try to break into you, trying to um, twist it. Okay, don't fall off to these twisting things. Following to the truth, to what it is, because it is what it is. You can't change what it is. If it's somebody's trying to change it is what it is, he's got a different secretive agenda of twisting the truth. And this is what you need to stay away from it. Okay. So 10 o'clock energy, the ascendant is still going to be at the Gemini, is going to coming out, is really going to opposing the moon, but it's going to be squaring Neptune and Venus. This is going to be like, you're going to see it. There's something is coming, something is shady, something is not right. And since that Venus and Neptune doesn't have that kind of like a strong support energies, they're only supporting from Jupiter of this time and Uranus, you are going to be having this side small energy that is going to tell you, no, 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 don't do it. Don't break it. Okay. Don't break yourself. Don't break that. Don't do this. You still have a little bit left. Venus have only 6 degrees till it gets to the cycle in areas. And you're going to be having this energies. If you look at the report that I was making, choices, It is about that you're facing those choices right now. You're gonna be facing it in there. So the next hour, which is 11 o'clock, you're gonna begin to experiencing this squaring between the moon and the mean Lilith in there. The ascendant in Cancer is gonna be squaring the North Node, but the positive side is will be your intuitions focus on your destiny after healing yourself, and it's going to be focused on your material world. You to put your stuff together in the material world, whatever that might be. That could be from applying for a new job. That could be even become a self-employed. That could be self-growth. That could be your own house. That could be uh, so many things. Okay. Good timing for this. Straighten it out. What is it within the 3D? Great time. Okay. But you're going to face the challenges of the spiritual world you have within yourself. All right. So at noon, we have this yacht that's going to be created. The yacht is created by the ascendant and Jupiter and Uranus. You do it for the family. What family? The big family is that we are all family here living on the earth. So you can dealing with things about you in a personal level as a family, to your immediate family, to your extended family, and eventually to the society. So you have different levels of karma. One to your own self, the promises, the soul contract to your own self. You have the promises that you did with the people who are your immediate family because they choose you as a family member. Then the extended family, those are the people from your bloodlines that are helping you. And then you have friends, you have the society out there that they see you doing something. Okay, and that is going to need some expression, but that expression is going to facing the confrontations of the people who are mean, people who are not true to themselves, people who don't know what love is, and they're going to tell you, oh, the real love doesn't exist, just because they don't believe it. What do you believe in, though, is going to be showing up within your strength of your actions. So speaking about those actions, the moon is still is gonna be squaring Saturn of these situations that are gonna be you facing your fears, your limitations, in the next hour, which is that's gonna be at 1 o'clock. That is the time that you may gonna feel like, what happens to my authority within me? What is that changes in there? What is it that I have to get in there? Why I feel empty? Why I don't feel anything? The sun is not going to have any major aspect with anybody. You're going to feel this like, I don't know where I'm going. The only thing you need to know where you're going is by listening the proper intuitions within yourself. You're going to reach your goal. You're turning your dream into reality by going on the walk of work. Where that focus is right now, showing off, showing up at the material world. Something with money, something within your real estate, finding a new place, anything that it's involved in that. Because that way you not only fighting your shadow, you proving to your shadow that the shadow is not needed anymore. You cross that boundary of yourself, not living in a fear, not living in the things, but you're living out of the actions that you create in yourself. All right, so talking about 2 o'clock right now, the energy is even getting better because the midheaven is at with Chiron and Mercury energies presented there. You telling something positive to yourself. That is the moments that the things that you need to tell yourself or others You're right now telling to yourself, you're understanding that this thing you need to do. You maybe even find out these energies that like, oh, I did that back there. I have to go back and revisit it. You preparing yourself for this great Mercury retrograde, who's going to have this extended period of time. It's going to be begin right there at March, and it's going to be ending uh, pretty much by May. So this going to be this like pretty much 2 months. The one side of period, it's called pre-shadow. The other side of the period, it's called after shadow. And that is it because of when a hue moves forward and then he stops and then he goes back. That is it, the actual shadow work in there because he stopped in the same place. And then when he goes forward, he passed that point of where he stopped and then he really moves forward. So all this period in there is gonna be evaluated. I'm gonna be making a video, so stay tuned on that. All right, 3 o'clock. Some of you may be getting a good news. Somebody feel like doing the right good action. Somebody getting this positiveness is like somebody may be getting a phone call. Hey, you need a new job. Hey, your loan was approved. Hey, your contract for getting this apartment rent was good, was fixed. Hey, all of a sudden somebody's like, hey, you know what? I found what you wanted. So you can create what you wanted. Oh, I got this business going. You got a business contract. Any good news is gonna comes into you. Midheaven is at Taurus. There is something with the finances, even expecting a money from someone who you loaned it long time ago. Now you're about to receive it. So stay tuned with this. There is something positive that it's gonna comes in with that energy. All right, talking about the 4 o'clock energy, midheaven is a Taurus. That effect from the previous hour is gonna comes in, and that's gonna change. It's kind of like a miracle comes in into your life, and you're like, what happened here? What is this? Well, you did the work. You were the miracle. Now you finding the effects of the miracle toward you. You were the miracle. Hi, Jennifer. And that miracle part, okay, is when you get that spirituality that you have in you, you change yourself and you perform the actions in the 3D. This is how you bring the heaven on earth. That's the miracle, okay? You. And talking about this hour at 5 o'clock, midheaven, it's in Gemini. Duality, of course, it's coming in. So, hey, Zukov, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the great comments, guys. And all you guys, welcome. Take a look at this duality. You're like, what had just happened? What is this things that goes on? Maybe it's not for a good reason. Maybe it's not for a good situations. Maybe it's not for the great thing. What is this? Is your destiny's calling? But some of you gonna have this duality. It's like, no, 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 it cannot be. This is the time when you probably gonna be talk to people, you're gonna try to find answers, you see things and you're like, or you find these blockages because of disbelief within yourself. But at the same time, you may gonna find friends. They are like, oh, great, you're in the right path. I see that in you. I see this positiveness in you. I see this encouragement in you. You're going to be finding who your real friends are. The one is going to be put you down. They're going to drop your energies down. They're going to drop your thinking down. The others, they're going to lift you up. And they say, go get your destiny. If that's your dream, go make it. If that is what you believe, go live it. Live the moment. You're going to find these inspirations. Okay. You're going to find it. And that is a divine blessing that it's coming of these sudden changes. So you're welcome, guys. You're welcome. Thank you. All right. Coming into 6 o'clock. That is it when you're going to have this inner fight. There's going to be so much red that basically is too much. We're talking about Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, Virgo, Cross. Yes, sure, Jennifer, message me. I think I replied to your email in there, also Anne Marie as well. Um, Talking about these energies right now, guys. uh, The logic, that part of you being an outgoing person, the secretivity, and who is my friend, all those four things is going to be triggered. The one is going to be seeding out your friends. The other is going to be removing the things that they don't help you in the material world. The third one is going to be showing off or showing up. And the fourth one is you bring the spiritual energies into the material world, understanding what is preventing you to do it. The power of love is going to be needed. But right now, since the ascendant is in Virgo, is going to be opposing Venus. Venus is going to be squaring the midheaven there is in Gemini, and at the same time, still squaring the moon. It's moving into this 23 degrees in there. That energy comes in strong. But the ascendant from Virgo is divine energies with Chiron is a trining with Jupiter and Uranus. Sudden changes are in order because you're healing old patterns. Ascendant and Virgo is a trine with Pluto. Your transformations, it's paying off. The moon is the divine energies with Uranus. Sudden changes in an order. And the moon is trining the Chiron, the North Node, and Mercury. You are doing the right things you're telling to yourself. This is about 6 p.m., guys. 6 p.m. There's going to be this very intense energies. You're going to feel it. All right. Talking about an hour later, um, uh, the North Node, Jennifer, that is what it's, we call it, the head of the dragon. What you putting within your mouth, that's what you're going to be accepted as a food. But at the same time, what you're telling yourself is what you're accepting from within. This is the entry point of the inner work that you are uh, going to be facing from your destiny. This is the road of life. When you go forward, you see what it's in front of you. That is the north node. The south node, which you already have, which you already understand, which you already went through it, what you received, what you have in there. So currently the North Node is in areas that is the proper inner work and a focus within ourselves of the rebirth of who you are in the beginning. This is the primary force of the fire, which is areas that is I am. You working on you. And currently in areas, we have the Sun, we have the North Node, we have a Chiron. We are going to have the Mercury retrograde, who's going to be review that portions is in there. And that's what the North Node and the south node working together in there. The one thinking about there's a cup. The south node is the receiving cup. The north node is the cup they put in. You pour from it. You're receiving it by putting it. All right. So talk about 7 o'clock energies, guys. This intensity is gonna be falling off a little bit, a notch. You're gonna feel more. I got it. I understood what it is. What was that hour? What was this energy uh, for it? And seeing it this for the midheaven is going to be at Cancer. That is it. The inner work that you're doing in the family. Be mindful, it's going to be intensified. Why? Because it's crossing between the cardinal energies. What I am, what I'm doing within the family, and what I do with my partner. But the ascendant is in divine energies with Mars. The balance with Mars is crucial. It comes and tells you, okay, I can overcome me so I can have these energies of the family. All right, a little bit intensified of understanding the south and the north node in the next hour, which is going to be at 8 o'clock in the afternoon. For that is going to be triggered the sun, the Chiron, and the north node because the ascendant Lilith and the south node are in the other side of Libra. Your relationship out there, but is under the divine growth. You may be not going great right now. You may be not doing good right now. You may be the situations as the expectations of the society as a family is great, but you're working on your spirit. You're building the spirit into yourself. You're receiving that energy, but you're facing the confrontations of what's coming in front of you. And that is the test of your spirit, how your soul will react in there. Hey, Diamond B, long time no see, and say hi to Divino from us. Okay, and check yourself out. Check yourself out. Those energies gonna come in more and more. All right, so we are gonna have a break at 9 o'clock. Things is gonna calm down a little bit. You're like, I don't want to talk about transformations. I don't want to talk about these things, but I want to have the divine actions in me. And you're depending on divine to do something for you. Well, the divine said, I give you the directions, I give you the download. How about you get your butt in and get to work? And you're like, well, cool, all right. But I'm the king and the queen. You are the divine. You're supposed to do work for me. And the divine is like, nope, no, I'm not. I'm just giving you directions. You have to walk your talk. And you're like, oh my God, I don't know that. I don't want it. I don't want to change it. And this is what this is going to be triggered. The ascendant is triggers Mercury, which is the communications, and they're both squaring Pluto, lack of transformations. And the midheaven that is up above, it's a divine energies with Mars. And Mars is like, I have to respond only to the divine for it. And this is what you learn how to walk the talk within you. But it's also important what you tell yourself. We're going to be reviewing this energy, by the way, towards Mercury retrograde in about a week. So whatever happens right now, you're going to review it in a week. So pay attention to this. All right. So talking about 10 o'clock, guys, the midheaven is going to be squaring Jupiter and Uranus. You're going to be doubting what you're doing in the material world. Let me give you a little bit of flavor of this for. So, for example, you did some study, you graduate um, profession or something in there, and you apply for a job. The job said, okay, you passed this class, you passed these courses, great, looks great, we hire you. And you're like, yeah, they hire me, and so on and so on. And all of a sudden, in about 4 hours later, you're like, oh my God, what did I get myself into it? I never done the job, only know the theory. I never performed. I'm gonna be perform. What is gonna happen if I lose my job? What about if they don't like me? What I'm making a big mess? What about if you're making a mistake? Right? You know, all these things that it comes in. But that is only is gonna be a trigger. You all went through this because you went out, you got there, and you show up at work, at that new job. You show up. You stand up for what you study. You stand up and you perform for what you study. Some of you are going to have these energies inside of themselves of that growing, that maturity, because the midheaven of Leo is the divine energies with Venus and Neptune. It's telling you, keep that love going, keep that energies going. And at 11 o'clock, the things is going to be a little bit more intensified for it. Twin Flame Power, great, great to have you here. And talking about this Virgo's energies, for this is going to be the trigger as the ascendant was at the 6 o'clock energies. They're going to begin to intensify. You're going to feel under pressure. You're going to be feel pushed. But at the same time, if you're catching up the synchronizations energies, none of this is going to matter for you because you're not engaging it with those energies. But if you're engaging with those energy at midnight, you may have some this personality crisis. Things like what is right, what is wrong, and what I need to get. But that energy there, if you go on the bed at 11 o'clock, is going to be good. But if you can't fall asleep and you go down the road, you're going to be going down within the dualities. And that duality, if you're not solving it before you go into bed, you have to solve it when you wake up. But the intensified energies towards Venus and Neptune, they're going to be very, very much pushed. But you have to go ahead there and find the divine within you. Because all these processes, positive and negative, they are teaching you how to mature, how to grow up, how to perform in the world, not only for yourself, but also for others. And that's what you came here to have that experience of soul on earth, guys. Okay. So now if you guys have some questions, I can take some few. If not, you can share us the love and the light. And I will see you tomorrow. I'm so happy to see some of you here, guys. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Let me give you some gifts. Here. Taking the healing gifts of love. You're welcome, guys. And be love. And I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully, that report helps you in your life. Be love, guys. You're all welcome.